does connect from one place to the other. We've passed a hall leading to the library, and now this one to the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, that sort of thing. So I'm sure it has to do with my own American perspective. So I shouldn't presume to speak on behalf of the Taiwanese people, but I'm kind of surprised that that Chiang isn't a more controversial figure. Yes, he liberated Taiwan from the Japanese co-prosperity sphere. Wow, that's a bit of Orwellian doublespeak, isn't it? But he also instituted martial law that didn't get lifted until not only after his passing, but after his son's passing. The Taiwan miracle didn't take place until Taiwan was allowed to become a democracy. And Chiang cannot be credited with that. So, I would have expected him to be somewhat less honored than this. But what do I know? The American perspective on the concept of liberty is a unique one, and not something that most people in the world would understand or even really appreciate. Heck, half of America doesn't seem to appreciate it. So why would I expect the Taiwanese to have a problem with a strongman like Chiang? Indeed, it could probably be argued that one needs a strong man when dealing with strong foes right across the Taiwan Strait. And those foes are getting stronger and more belligerent and more bellicose as time goes on. So, yeah, there's that too. So maybe he deserves more credit than I give him. But I recognize where my perspective is coming from, that it might be quite flawed, but I'm just going to give it without fear and without research and leave it at that. Any of my Taiwanese friends watching this, Doc, I'm talking to you. Feel free to chime in on your opinions of the man and his legacy upon Taiwan. And whether I'm way off base or not, I'm more than willing to agree that I am. Anyway, from a purely sightseeing perspective, this is really something. A huge square, buildings in all directions. of noisy out here at the square, but this is the National Theater as well. Honestly, I get the impression from what's going on out here that this is basically Taiwan's answer to Carnegie Hall, complete with the old joke about how to get there. Practice, practice, practice. There are kids, high schoolers, I guess they are, practicing break dance moves. Looks like marching band. I've been seeing a busker here playing a trombone. You've already seen a collection of older folks performing what seems to be some patriotic marching tunes by this building behind me now. And they're still at it. It is quite the scene, if a little bit spread out, so really there's no end of people taking selfies, performing dance moves, and other sorts of things in this square. And the fact that I'm talking to a camera suggests I'm no different than any other of them, so that's more than fair. You seem to be having fun, and who am I to laugh at them if I'm not going to laugh at myself? To a certain extent, my comments on everybody else taking selfies feel a little bit like the old joke about the psychiatrist who goes to a performance and watches the audience instead. To be fair, there's plenty of audience here. Having been here and done that, I'm wondering where to go next. But at least I'm in the right place to do so. Back at the station. And someone's trying to get everybody's attention.